Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to day 2 of the Guild War. So, of course, we got ourselves some Blighted Lands Guild War. Overall, it was quite a bit of fun yesterday. We did end up ultimately losing to a very strong dragon team. Pretty much standard 4 times meta dragon team. And gosh, is this guild doing crazy numbers. I think we're finally going to lose. We actually did win yesterday. However, it does look like this will be our first ever loss for Guild Wars. But yesterday we did win overall by the end of it. Or, as a guild. We did lose one battle ourselves. As a guild, we did win. But I think we are finally having our first loss ever for a guild war battle. Which is kind of insane that Black Dragon is actually this low. I guess we've just gotten absurdly lucky up to this point. Because we are currently, what? There is 4 Guild War battles per Guild War. This is the 4th Guild War. So we've gone 13 Guild War battles without losing a single one. Like 13 Guild War days. This will be the 14th day and we're finally going to lose one. Which I find kind of crazy because Black Dragon is all the way in 26. Yet they're scoring almost double than us. So we've either just been getting good RNG or something. I'm not sure. Because, yeah, it's actually crazy there's that big of a disparity. Because if you look at over here too. Like if we go over to the guild menu. We went up a lot. Because we started at like 32 and went to 14. And Black Dragon is pretty much where it would be. Like they were 29, they're about at that rank right now as well. But yeah, I'm not sure how we raised so much. But the only problem with that is now we're getting some of like the really solid guilds. So this could potentially be our hardest Guild War day yet. They do have green layout, so we're not going to have to deal with the annoying dragon team. However, there's still a lot of annoying things we're going to have to deal with. Most notable, which I'll see if I actually go down that path or not. We have another dragon team again today, if we want to go take it. Based on where my guild is going, I either need to go bottom or top. I kind of feel like going top just in case, because it is the hardest path. So as many people don't need to go in my guild on the hardest path, because we already have all the wins we need since we bought the paid pass thing. So if we lose a few times, it doesn't really matter as much. But yeah, I think we'll take the hardest path. But if I was someone in my guild, I'd be taking bottom path right now. But we're definitely 100% going to go top here just because it's by far the hardest route. So, yeah, we'll go for it. This will be, what is this, Wild Folk? This will be a Flower Dragon team, except with Elemental rather than 4 times Dragon. So a little bit worse of a mana start, but still really annoying. This will be some kind of triple or double Takshaka team, and then some kind of really annoying green team at the end. Which only 3 people in my whole guild end up winning against? That's kind of crazy. But, yeah, let's go give it a shot, see how it goes. Obviously, the first battle's free, so we'll just run what we have. We will adjust our team as we go on to the next battle, though. But for this very first fight, yeah, I don't think we need to do much. This fight is always absurdly 100% free. So I'll take this fight and then go to the 4 real ones then. Anyways, let me go hand out a redeem code and say hello to everyone. Actually, why can't I see chat? 1 second. Where did my chat go? One moment. Let's see, grab a code, move this over so I can see you guys. There you guys go. Hello everyone! Hello Jets! Hello hello Chad! Hello Outlander! Hello Stacy! Hello Renes! Welcome. Alright, so game plan. What do we have? Blue to purple, does that do anything? Yes. Yellow to purple, does that do anything? Yes. Let me get the blue to purple first. And as match. Alright, now to the real fights. Oh wait. Now to the real fights. Alright, so, yeah, let's go take top half. It's gonna be by far the hardest route to go down. So what do we have here? Lord or Slaughter, Queen. I've noticed a lot of people run this. Why? Create a bunch of skulls, boosted by green out. Oh, I guess to get the high amount of skulls off of that and the resummon null. I think it's supposed to be for the resummon thing. I never fully understood why people ran this rather than like one of the other nulls or something else. I guess they're doing it almost purely for the resummon. He has a lot of resummon on this team. He is using elemental, so we do have to deal with stats effects. That doesn't mean we're going to be frozen pretty early. He's going to have purple to green as well, which is kind of annoying because we're very heavy on purple with this team. Maybe worth considering not going that route. And just try killing them from the front. Yeah, I think we're finally going to change our team here. They have a lot of resummon, which could be a little bit annoying for the team I do want to go run. However, yeah, I think we're going to finally bring out the Immortal Phoenix. I'm still definitely going to keep the Baphomet. I might even honestly get rid of the Mana Accumulator and put something else there. Let's see. I might just give up all my mana accumulation and just go down the route of, well, not all of our mana accumulation, but get rid of a lot of our mana accumulation, just go down the route of playing it slower. And just try going for a nice slow win. Alright, let's go replace out our team. Change it up a little bit. 100% have to run the Gatekeeper weapon. Running and power, I think we get rid of. Not against this team. What do we have for mythics? I was considering Amnesia at some point. She just does not do enough mana accumulation relative to anything. Succubus Queen, charm an enemy, steal a bunch of life from them, summons a bunch of backup, steal a bunch of life from the first enemy when matching red. Problem with her, she's too slow. No follow-up. Deal a bunch of damage to all enemies, boosted by... Okay, that thing's horrible. We don't have insta-kill off of this. Deal a bunch of damage to an enemy. There's a % chance to do... instantly kill them based on its magic. And as every turn that goes by, he gains more magic. The only problem with him is his base magic is really low. But by the time we cast him, he's probably doing about 70 or 80 % chance to kill. Inferno Voyager? Is that the guy that creates more mana based on daemons on the team? I'm trying to think what it is. I don't remember him. Where is... Oh yeah, Inferno Voyager's the skull spam one. I remember that one. I don't know. Do we want to convert away blue? Ideally, I want to do something that can... Well, I guess that's fine. The biggest issue with him is we get to cast him once and he basically does nothing for the rest of the battle. I was kind of hoping for something with a better trait so we could utilize it some throughout. He's Immortal Fernax, you're going to tank for us. Baphomet will be our main damage. This is our main not die button. Actually, what is he running for his damage? Let me go double check. Because I think he had a really front-loaded team for damage. I also don't have any way other than elementals to extra turn here, so if we have some kind of convert troop, even something as basic as, what's his name? That one really old one that came with the kingdom. The Hellcat one. Even something as basic as this, just so we can get some alignment. I'm actually heavily considering. He doesn't have mana link though, which is really unfortunate. His traits are so awful. But just have some control, board control. Because I want to be able to convert whatever we need. Let's see. I don't want to use either of 2 purple converters because you just could deny everything. We can maybe get value on them on turn 1, but nothing beyond that, really. 1 to 3 red potion gems. He has no... Ah, it's a 50% chance to extra turn. If that was better, I would definitely consider him. It's just too low, though. It's too much mana for the enemy. But I'm considering Hellcat. Inferno King does have double convert. For 6 higher mana. His color convert to red is locked to brown, though. But we don't get to choose what it is. If we were to put this somewhere on our team, we'd probably want to put him in second slot. Because I don't want to bank too much into Immortal Fernax here. I'm actually kind of fine with Hellcat here. I just really wish I had +1 red mana link. Does nothing here have link? Nothing good here has link. Why does this place only have 2 purple links? Why is there no red link in this whole kingdom? I really wish Hellcat had red link. Transform a selected mana color to red, deal some damage to a random enemy. It doesn't even have burn either. Which would have been really nice for our Baphomet. Otherwise our Baphomet just has to get all the extra turn burns. Which is fine, but not ideal. Since I'm using less brown, I should probably go brown... Let me go double yellow brown or even double yellow red. Yellow red. What is yellow red? Why is it not? Oh, I did class, not banner. Let me get a yellow red in here. What do we have? Yellow red with minus green. That sounds perfectly fine. Yeah, give me that. So we can get the weapon going. I guess having brown could be nice too, but we're gonna be getting our browns whenever we need them regardless. What is our thingy set to? I have it to explode, right? Do I want to keep it with explode on this team? I guess so. Stun, submerge. Oh yeah, I don't need submerge for this team. Let me get barrier back. Get our barrier on brown back. Brown storm. If he has no storm, I think that's fine. Let me double check if he has board clear. He kind of does, but also kind of doesn't. Let me double check. What does he have beyond Wardbreaker? I mean, not Wardbreaker, Lord of Slaughter. You have no board control or no board clear. You have no board clear. The weapon does, but the way the team is set up, we're going to get our weapon up way quicker than theirs. They're minus yellow, green, brown. So maybe the extra brown so we could just deny their brown. Then we get less red when we do Hellcat, though. I kind of want the extra red. I think we're fine on this. Because the game plan here is just to be really bulky. Our plan is to immediately cast the weapon and then go from there. Which should be pretty safe. Just basically keep spamming Gatekeeper until we win. I don't think we can change anything else other than banner. I mean metal setup. Nope, we're good on that too. Alright, I think we're good to go. Alright, anything else? Anything else? I think that's everything. Are we all sorted? Immortal Phoenix, Baphomet, Gatekeeper, Hellcat. Really nice, safe, stally team. Just get Immortal Phoenix rolling. Baphomet to slowly chip them down. Infinite resummon. Biggest liability with this team is making sure Hero doesn't die. Luckily we have Barrier on Brown, so multi-hit's the only thing that would be really annoying. But he doesn't really have a good way of doing damage. Lord of Slaughter only does damage to the front. Queen Moonclaw only does damage to the front other than whatever it summons. Moonsinger does no damage, and the Wild Plane summons are the only thing that would do damage there. So it's really just a really heavy front-loaded team. But we're kind of tanky on front, so we shouldn't need to worry about it too much. One other thing that's nice is he doesn't have Enrage. He has a 100% chance to hit our life directly, but there's no Enrage to go with it. So he's not going to hit through our 50% reduction. Oh, we should be fine here. Also, no immune to Devour other than Hero. So we can Devour every single one of them with our 10%. Oh, we should be good. We have to go try Immortal Phoenix. We haven't actually gotten to try him yesterday. This will be the first time we're running him for the Guild War. But yeah, if you have him fully traded, which takes, I believe, about 70 souls for him, not that bad at all. He has a really, really good trait setup, even without his extra doubling effect. Alright, so right off the bat, we want to take yellow and brown as much as we possibly can. Also make sure he doesn't get a purple to green convert. I have no way of really stopping that right now, though. Actually, that's not true. I could take yellow this way. That would also allow me to take yellow the following turn, and a chance that we get brown off the sky. Yeah, we're going to go for it. I don't think... the only bad thing that could happen is a blue falling right there. Luckily, it did not. Alright, so he converts and gets no value, which is exactly why we did that move for. We can take yellow for guarantee full mana. I can take brown and hope it surges, but yellow is definitely better here. As long as the yellow doesn't backfire, and it doesn't look like it backfires at all. And then we should be good to go. We just cast this and start rolling from there. Alright, that's the other thing that's kind of nice about the Hellcat too. This explodes all red, and Hellcat creates a bunch of red, so we can actually get some more value from that. Let's take an extra turn into an extra turn. Let me take this one first. Our explode actually backfired there for once, because we actually did already have a setup there. But not much we could do about it. Okay, I think we can just explode and hope we get a good board. We can kind of see where some of the stuff is moving. I'm just trying to make sure nothing really bad happens anywheres. Obviously, most of it's coming from Sky. Yeah, we should be fine. So we'll go for that, get our mana going. Get a random status effect, as it does do a random status effect to all daemons. Unfortunately, the Immortal Phoenix is not. The only two daemons we oddly have is Baphomet and our last slot. But we got Enchant on both, so that's huge. So he'll have his full mana guarantee next turn, so we can get all of our red. And we already have a good location to go do it, right over on that yellow. So yeah, we're in a pretty good position right now. I don't really need to cast it again. We could for another status effect, but I think we just go for a purple here. And now we just go for the Hellcat. Whole reason we put them on the team. Start getting that so we can get our two main core things on our team. This to not die and this to go do all of our damage. And then, yeah, I think we just go for our damage. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten as many burns as I would have hoped in their mind. There's a little more. But yeah, everything except the one is burned. That's the only problem with running Elementalist as our main burner. Is it's a little bit luck-based on if we get it or not. But, we got it. On all except one, so that works. Good enough. And now we just go for Baphomet again. This one, for whatever reason, does not want to get burned. It does not have immune. It just somehow has not gotten hit after all of these. We'll just go for another one then. I can go for red again, but I'd rather use that for the mana accumulation. So we'll go for that. Basically, everything on the team is dead. We go for another red. Get over our mana. Do it on like green or something. Though we already have it even without taking it. Is there a better color? I'm trying to see. You can always just swipe to green. Well, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Because that's going to be enough from the other thing. So we'll do that. Boom. I was going to cast, but we don't even need it. But yeah, we might just stick with the safe team then. The only really big downside with the team we're using right now is AoE is going to be a problem. AK Flower Dragon. Because we don't have a good way of dealing with it quickly. Especially because now he has immune to Devour. Not that we got any Devours last battle, but he does have immune to Devour now on his first slot. And we do not have a good way of dealing with... we can deal with Essence of Evil, okay? The problem is dealing with Flower Dragon. One option is we could bring out the insta-kill thing. We do have an insta-kill option. My concern is by the time he has full mana, I don't believe he's going to be anywhere near a 100% chance to kill. We're going to be at like 70 or 80. And if that fails, we do like auto lose. If we go for it and then it doesn't kill the Chrysathanax. He has Empower into green. We're currently on a minus green banner, which is kind of annoying. Is there no Empower that deals with green here? Blue, blue, yellow. There are things that convert green, but none of them that could have it on turn 1. And having that much of a minus banner is kind of annoying. Because if I actually do need to stop his green for whatever reason, we don't really have a good way of doing so. I also don't have curse because the other thing. We switch class to magic boost? What do you mean by that? So let me double check. What were the other weapons we had? But yeah, half mana start would be really useful here rather than elementalist if that's what you mean. I just want to double check. So I was using Fiendfire yesterday. We're using the Explodey weapon now. So I wanted to see if there's like any weird weapon here that I'm forgetting of that would be really good in this situation. Not really. Not seeing one. Yeah, it's mostly just those two. There are a few others here and there. But it's mostly either Gatekeeper or Fiendfire if you're running a weapon here. Fiendfire has 4 times Curse Burn. This thing has a lot of survivability. Obviously, we're going to need to change to Submerge, regardless of what we do here. Where is it? Submerge. This could be very important to not die with. Archduke with Demon Class. The problem with the Demon Class is he doesn't have Submerge. Unless we want to rush it down, but I don't think we can outrush this. He's going to have Essence of Evil turn 1. There's one nice thing about Immortal Pharnax. It's going to survive for a little while. Honestly, I almost want to put Hellcat in first slot just to get it right off the bat and then let it die. Because it's more important to keep Immortal Pharnax alive for longer. Sacrifice our Hellcat in order to go get it down by like turn 2 or 3. Use it to go mana accumulate for Immortal Pharnax and everything else. Get our resummon when we need. Hopefully have all of our submerges and everything. Because I need extra turns is the main thing here. Like I need things that can net us extra turn. Which is Hellcat and Inferno King. But I'd rather do Hellcat oddly enough because it's 6 lower mana cost. Well, not technically. It's starting with what? 2. So it needs 10 mana. How much does 18 start with? Oh, for 20%. Is it 3 or 4? It should only be 3, which means he would need 15 mana. He needs like 14 or 15 mana. Compared to Hellcat only needing 10. Because we don't really care if Hellcat dies. And Inferno King living could actually be a bad thing, not a good thing. Or surprisingly. Like if he does his Resurrect. Because he's resurrecting with 0 mana. Unlike some of the other ones that actually revive with mana. But he does not actually revive with mana at all. I think we're going to go for this and sacrifice a Hellcat. The plan here is to get an extra turn or 2 off a Hellcat as immediately as we can. Put Immortal Pharnax in a way where if he's the only thing on our team, we can still win with it. And try to get Submerges on heroes so we can not die off of the Submerge. Yeah, it should be okay, hopefully. Fingers crossed. This is definitely going to be our hardest fight, by the way. Because Stock Shocker shouldn't be that bad, hopefully, fingers crossed. And Green Palace, I guess, could also be pretty hard. Only 3 people in our whole guild end up facing it, or end up winning against it. Which means, that's like only a 30-something% win rate. Maybe even lower. Assuming each one of these people made it all the way, though some of them might not have. That means there's only been a like 20-something% win rate on the final fight. That's kind of crazy. Alright, let's see if I get there. I don't think I need to change anything else here. Oh, what's your convert again? Oh yeah, you do convert away red. That's kind of a liability, isn't it? And you create Greenstorm. I almost forgot about that. That does deny red pretty early on. I may have to change the banner. Having minus green is just too big of a liability here. What's under minus blue? Let's see. I still want my double yellow. Honestly, I kind of want brown yellow. Or even double brown. Because double yellow is not as important though. Do we have like a brown green? Honestly, I might just go for that. It's just so important to get that weapon up. It's going to make Hellcat go up slower, but that's fine. We just really have to deny green here. He's going to be creating so much while denying our red. And while I still want Hellcat to go crate it and everything, it's going to be too much otherwise. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just trying to think if we have any other mana accumulator that can get up quickly. Like, we're all the low mana cost at. Can you sort by mana cost? Amount, rarity, base rarity, no. Well, you can kind of do it by rarity in a sense and kind of find it that way. Explode 4 gems, not enough mana accumulation. Yeah, I think it's Hellcat route. Drain 4, not enough. Nothing. Too inconsistent. Yeah, it looks like it has to be Hellcat. We have the empowers, but I don't really feel like we... I don't know. Do we go down the purple route? The problem is the things we're feeding purple into don't really do much. Like, Baphomet's nice, but there's nothing we could do with a Baphomet immediately. Like, it's not enough to kill anything. Switch to fast class? I kind of want to keep Elementalist just in case. I need Submerge is the problem. There are some hero classes that both have Submerge and half start. What is the list of that, actually? Let me double check. What has Water Tree and has 50% mana start other than Frost Mage? I know Frost Mage does. Tide Color, do you have natural 50%? I don't think I would go with you, but yeah, you do. So you have Tide Color, Frost Mage, and that's it. Tide Color and Frost Mage are the only two in the game. They have Submerge on extra turn and 50% mana start. Frost Mage still has Freeze as well. Well, so does Tide Color, but it has Perpetual Freeze. Actually, doesn't this get Submerge when taking damage? Yeah, it does have Aquatic. It's really good for not dying with. And I don't really need the extra magical for Frost Mage because of the weapon we're using. What is the other benefit of Frost Mage then, comparatively? Is it just the freeze? It is such a small chance to freeze, though. The only problem with Tide Color is you only get freeze at, Well, I guess the other problem, though, is if I don't go Elementalist, how am I going to burn them? I kind of need the burn so Baphomet can function. Yeah, I think we just have to stick with Elementals. It's just a little bit safer. Just double checking everything else. Yeah, I think we just roll with it. Make sure it's on Submerge. Don't think we need to change anything else here. Weapon, no. Class. What I'm trying to get to? I'm trying to get to, yeah, Submerge. Just making sure it has everything it needs. Okay, we should be fine here. Yeah, we gotta keep it as this. We do have to sacrifice the mana start, but it's not too big a deal. There's only gonna be one turn delayed. The biggest turn is going to be, does he get the convert on turn 1, the red to green? Whatever you do turn 1 has to basically be denying that. So red to green's the main thing here. Alright, red to green does nothing currently. That's good. That's exactly what we want to see. And we ultimately ended up going with brown-green. So we can feed directly to our weapon. Green in case it goes crazy with them. Red to green. Can we set it up in any way where we gain value from it? Doesn't look like it. Let's see if we have like a double move anywheres. Otherwise, I'm just taking brown. Get a brown surge, see what he does next. I do want to try to take it in a way where we keep the browns next to the other browns, though. Oh yeah, this should be fine. He goes for a bunch of mana. He does have Essence of Evil, which is scary. Yeah, I just have to hope he uses it very incorrectly. If he hits Hero, we have a problem. I kind of have to go for the mana, though. Alright, don't do it. He did it! Oh no! That could be a liability for sure. We're not frozen on red right now, so we can take that, though we can't get all the extra turn effect. Because Hero is completely out. He's about to get Flower Dragon, so we don't even get to Submerge either. It doesn't use purple, so we can't... Oh, no, but we're still frozen on first slot, though. It's so much purple, I kind of have to go for it, though. So he gets the Flower Dragon. That already killed... Wow, Flower Dragon is so much damage. Yeah, that's a really unlucky Essence of Evil. Very, very unfortunate. 10% Devour? No, we can't even get it because it has immune on first slot. Yeah, Flower Dragon is crazy damage. We lost a Flower Dragon yesterday, too. I'm actually surprised it's still allowed in Guild War. Because other equivalences of it are not, or mostly Stellaryx isn't. Mostly Wanda Stars and Stellaryx. Yeah, it's the same thing that killed us yesterday. Blighted Land just does not have a good way to deal with Flower Dragon. Alright, well, I guess we run it back and hope we have a different team here. Okay. We can work with this. We can work with this. He doesn't have Essence of Evil, so the way we just lost cannot happen again. He has Ember Claw for that little bit of mana, but that shouldn't be too bad. It's not like an Empower, so we don't really need to worry about it as much. Like, it's not going to get like a big burst of value. It is going to perpetually keep getting value, but it's not going to be very bursty like the other one. I'm pretty sure we could just go the same team we did last time. Though, our emphasis on our banner could probably change, though. We can actually go back to the banner strategy we were doing previously, which was yellow, red, minus green. Anything else? I think that's it. So, the banner we were originally going to use, but we couldn't in the previous battle. And now it really just comes right down to running the same strategy again. And we should be fine this time, though. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Anything else we need to do here? I don't think we need to change anything else. Alright, let's go for it. I'm still running Baphomet as our main damage source. That's another thing we could try changing. I'm just really concerned trying to go for the insta-kill on Chrysathanax. It is an option, though, to try to go the insta-kill route. Use red mana accumulation from Hellcat, Inferno King, other things to try to feed into it. Oh, so I can put Immortal Pharynx in first slot for this battle. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Is there a different location we would want to put the Hellcat, though? I think it's fine where it is. You know what? Try doing it like that. Like, really front-loaded tankiness, in case they kill our back, which are likely going to do if we don't get Submerges off. Alright, there we go. But yeah, I'm actually still really surprised Flower Dragon's allowed in Guild War. Especially since Stellaryx and Wanda Stars isn't. It just seems weird that they wouldn't add Flower Dragon to the PvP restriction as well. Oh, what do we need here? Also, whatever layout we're doing tomorrow, I'm 100% not doing the Dragon route. I'm getting tired of getting one-shotted by Flower Dragon. We're doing it now to help our guild since it's harder battles, and obviously we have the stats to be kind of taking it out compared to other people in our guild. Not that other people in our guild don't have it, but you know, we have like near max stats. But, yeah, that is rough. Flower Dragon is so rough in Guild War right now. Alright, let's see. I think we just go for our Explode and go from there. A lot better start of the last one. We also don't have Essence of Evil to deal with, that just auto loses us the battle, which is a huge plus. We also have Submerge on like almost everything now, which is the whole premise of this build. How do we want to go for this? Do I just go for a Baphomet? The problem with that is I don't have mana. I kind of want to go for Hellcat too, but we don't have alignment. Gotta keep in mind whatever I cast, I'm losing Submerge on. Alright. Those two have Submerge, that's fine. I'm not going to unsubmerge the Hellcat and the other thing until we have good alignment on it. I'm just go for more mana then. Hey, got a big Flower Dragon down, that's fine. Not ideal, but I think we're in a position where it's not going to matter. We can go for another buff. I can also start damage pressuring if I don't mind dropping Submerge. Which I think we will, because we might have alignment next turn. Huge Flower Dragon died. Even if they didn't go down there, I think we would have been fine, though. Alright, pretty much good to go. Get our mana going. Hopefully have red alignment here. We kind of do. It's not that much, but it's better than nothing. But yeah, it should be a win. But yeah, that was just real. One thing I was considering on the previous battle, because the enemy likes taking full mana, I was considering taking mana on Not Brown. I just figured I'd go for it, because if it didn't hit it, we would have been okay. But it likes to prioritize things that have full mana a lot of times with that ability. So it might have been more strategic on the previous battle to take a color into some other troop, so that it maybe would not have hit our hero. The only reason I specifically put in the heroes, if it didn't hit it, we already would have had full mana. Alright, I don't have a cascade here. I'm just going to go for the extra buff. We're pretty much in the clear at this point. It's more so just applying the damage. We shouldn't lose this. That'd be really weird if we did. I'm not sure how we would lose from here. I guess it's technically possible. Let's see. What do we need here? Did this convert away purple? I do have blue, but we're frozen on red. We do still have Submerge, but it doesn't really matter what the team he has right now. Yeah, just go for the red. Yeah, he'll do a bunch of damage, it's fine. He got Submerge, but it doesn't really do anything to us. He'll hit us slightly, but that also doesn't really do anything to us. We're still frozen on red, which is kind of annoying. We're gonna have to go for more stats. At least this Infernex is pretty much unkillable. Even if we start losing troops. Which we're about to right here. Goodbye, team. Oh, we got the only thing we need to win. I wish it was slightly more than that, but that's fine. The power of Immortal Fernex. Alright, what do we need here? We take Red Cascade into the other thing. Wish we had a little more value than that, but we can make that work. He'll poke us, we poke him back, it's over. I think we need double hit here, though. No, we don't, because Cascade is Skull. There we go. Alright, let's get this one so we can hopefully get at least one more set for the guild. This is going to be Takshaka team, obviously. Yep. Yeah, that's about what I would have expected. Honestly, I kind of just want to go down Damage Rush. I think this is the swap. What do we have? Guild War. The high team. What's in our mid right now? Yeah, let me go repaste this one over just so I remember for tomorrow. We'll probably still adjust it based obviously on whatever we're fighting. But let me grab the current adjustment and put it over top of the thing. In case we want to run it back. But let me go get the high damage pressure team and tweak that one. Where is Guild War High? Put that over there. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, where's our Guild War Medium? Because right here, we need to basically get... He basically needs to die before he insta infinite sus. We definitely want freeze, whatever we run here. Freeze is pretty much required to not lose here. So we do have to drop Archmages. But I believe I keep the rest of the team intact. He doesn't use purple at all, so we don't need to care about giving him a billion purple. We also get to deny blue, which is one of the colors he creates. What else? We can curse the thing too as well. Yeah, this is basically just going to be a speed battle. Hope we get some really good starting turns, just kind of go crazy from there. This team gains no benefit for taking green though, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I think we just go all in on the speed route. Get Fiendfire as quickly as possible, get Baphomet as quickly as possible. Hope Essence of Evil doesn't do anything too crazy. Oh yeah, change our hero class. Actually, do we? I would need to switch to Frost Mage if we switch. The problem is, Submerge doesn't really do anything for us, so maybe I do just keep Archmages and just really rush him down. The problem is, if he starts looping with Takshaka, we auto-lose if we don't get freeze on him. So I kind of have to. Is there anything in this kingdom that has freeze at all? Like, at all? Even if it's, like, completely dead content? Nope. Does this place really have no natural freeze at all? Like, at all? I know the mechanic came after Blighted Lands, I'm pretty sure, but... Really? None? Like, none? Okay, well, I think we have to go Frost Mage, then. Not because we need Submerge, but because we need freeze. The other angle is just run Elementalist, which is very tempting. If I do run Elementalist, I think we actually run Safe Weapon then. There's just so much purple mana accumulation just for that, but I think we do it. I think we run the really safe weapon. I just hope he doesn't hit Takshaka. And get Barrier on Brown. Instead of Submerge. Because I don't need Submerge for this fight. But yeah, just get mana a little bit slower. Still kind of keep the core of the team. Change up the banner a little more. What do we need here? We need brown. No, we need yellow. Oh, but the yellow's being denied by herself. Maybe I do go brown. It's like a brown, purple, brown, red. What's the minus on brown, red? Brown, purple, I mean. Yeah, minus green is fine. I hate that we're doing that, given that he's kind of using green to some degree. What about the brown yellow? You know what? We're denying it all for self, but still. Problem with brown yellow is there isn't a +2 brown that negatives something useful. Oh no, I guess we can still minus green. +2 yellow, +1 brown. This feels like a weird banner to do if we have a double purple converter though. We'd always drop one. Drop Lamb or Stew for anything. I was even considering Amnesia. And doing it like this for backup resummon on top of our backup resummon. Explode all gems, summons Inferno King. Oh, he does one of a color though. Amnesia has always been pretty bad, even when it first came out way back when. But she is still mana, and she is still resummon. I guess she has a little bit of stats, but the amount of stats is pretty trivial. I just really want the resummon for if Takshaka starts going crazy. He's just going to be getting kills left and right, and we kind of need meat shields for it. But, yeah, I think this is the game plan here. We're using this to try to feed it mana immediately. Minus green, the only color we don't use. Yellow-brown to try to feed this as quickly as we possibly can. Amnesia for backup summon, weapon for backup summon, Baphomet is our damage source with Elementals doing the burn. And we still have freeze on it to deal with extra turn Takshaka. We have it set to not submerge because we don't need submerge. We have it set to barrier. And then I guess the explodey thing is fine. Alright, let's just roll with this. I don't think we change anything else here. Alright, let's roll with it. What's our starting thing? We have blue to purple. And we don't have to deal with any on his, but he does get triple Takshaka turn 1 and every turn. Unless we get stuns on him. Alright, we're just gonna roll with this. But yeah, we had to give up 1 in power, but we have a lot of backup resummon in case he starts going crazy. Oh no, we're frozen on purple. That's not good. Well, I guess we just go for 1. Do we want to go down or right? I guess we go right and try for red off the sky. Yeah, really unfortunate freeze, but at least we get 8 extra turn here. A little bit less Takshaka action. We still have blue to purple, but we are frozen, so it does a lot less value than it otherwise would. He's also not cursed yet. Oh no, never mind, I forgot we dropped curse because we want the other weapon. I actually don't have a way of cursing him. So we can just let him hit our first slot, that's fine. I think it's the angle where we just take brown and or yellow. And yellow's looking a little bit more tempting because there's brown storm, so we might get double brown there. Alright, that is really good. Are we frozen on green? No. Amnesia is full mana. We're still not frozen on green. What else? What else? I just realized one thing that's kind of annoying. I only have the 1 damage of Baphomet, don't I? That's one slight oversight. Baphomet's our only damage source on this team. He only gets 1 gem. That's not really going to do much. I'm very tempted just to Amnesia the whole board and get a nice clean one. Because we have Brown Storm right now, so we have a good chance of extra turning. We did extra turn on purple, but unfortunately we're frozen on purple. And now I think we just go for some damage pressure. His hero does have barrier, which is kind of annoying, but I think we just go for it. Alright, 1 down. And this is going to be a mana accumulation angle then. Come on, good stats effects. We got enchant, that's not bad. We got extra turn, that's also not bad. Do we just go for it again? There's 8 reds on the board. Because everything except heroes gaining random stats effect every time we do this. And they might get blessed or something. Oh, there it is! I was just saying that. They might get blessed or something useful. That is exactly what we needed, because now we're not frozen on anything. And I have blue to purple convert. That's huge. Otherwise, I still would have been frozen if we didn't get that bless. That's huge. I'm pretty sure we still would have won without it, but that definitely made the win so much easier. Getting blessed there. And, yeah, I think that's match. I think it's enough damage just to win outright. Because we got him curse stuns and burned and everything. Normally he'd have immune, but with the curse he was able to be burned. We had this match. Don't think we can change anything here. Oh wait, does this weapon have... No. Wait, did he get curse off of the empower thing? Oh, that's funny. Because hero has a lot of durability. I was going to say, how did it get cursed? I forgot. I know this thing is curse burn. I just forgot that hero would, of course, have the highest durability. Because it has so many stats compared to other troops. But that's how I end up getting it. Because I'm pretty sure this thing does not have curse. It was off of the curse burn doing most healthy enemy. Which is generally going to be hero if heroes on the enemy team. Alright, one Takshaka's still alive, but that's not that big a deal. Do I have any alignment? No. Oh, no, we do. Never mind. Alright, that's match then. So yeah, it's similar to yesterday. The only thing that got us was not Takshaka, was Flower Dragon, Chrysathanax. I'm not sure if they're ever going to adjust that, but gosh, that is annoying. 2 Guild War days. Okay, next Guild War day, I am not taking the dragon route. Someone else in our guild could do it. We did dragon 2 days in a row, and we've lost to it both times. Let me guess. Oh, I can't see the battle. Let me guess. This is some kind of Chrysathanax. I already know what this team is. I don't even need to see this team to know exactly what it is. It's going to be like Essence of Evil, convert the red into green and power thingy. Flower Dragon, maybe not in that order. Flower Dragon would be further up. But it's Essence of Evil, Flower Dragon, the thing that converts red to green while creating Green Storm, and like one other thing that's really annoying. That's exactly what that team is. I don't even need to see it to know what it is. That's definitely what they're running. 100%. If they were running the other thing on the other battle. Yeah, let me go take out all the other stuff. Oh yeah, we're going to be finishing out Tower of Doom today as well. Let me go ahead and redeem code. Yeah, overall Guild War, same result as yesterday. We died to Flower Dragon. Not much you can do to that sometimes. Because in almost all situations, you just get two-shotted by it. Biggest issue today is we did run Submerge counter, similar to last time. But we got Essence of Evil before we could do anything on our Submerger. And this Kingdom without Hero has no way to freeze and no way to Submerge. Hero is the only one that can do all of it. So if your hero goes down, you're kind of out of luck. That's one thing that's really annoying about Blighted Lands. There's pretty much no cleanse or counters to a lot of status effects. So if you get hit with them, you're kind of just stuck with it. Alright, dailies, good to go. Campaign, good to go. Tower of Doom we'll be getting to pretty soon. I think we could finish it tonight. Guild Wars, we literally just did it. PvP, we'll get to you in a bit. Underspire, we're saving you for later. Actually, didn't we say we'd do one set? I guess I'll do one floor a little bit later. I want to do Tower of Doom first, though. Guild, nothing we need to do here other than what we already mentioned. Okay, yeah, let's get to PvP then. Let's just clear out dailies real quick. We got to go to Dragon and whatever the other one was. What was the other one? Rashka? Yeah, it's Rashka and Dragon we got to go do. Dragon I already have a team for. Rashka I don't. And beyond that, I would have to do either Divine or Taurus. Definitely Divine. That's not even within question. Alright, let's go get our magic real quick and then we'll go take all those out. But yeah, we'll use the Dragon team and then go and clear out the other two. The most annoying one there is probably going to be the bottom left one, whatever we mentioned there. The one that has 50% more stats. Because not only is it not ideal category, but 50% more stats is going to make it even more annoying. Definitely worth doing for 16th of a deep book, though. Oh yeah, we almost have enough for another deep book roll. Because we did win Guild War yesterday, so we got all the gold marks from that. That was like 30-something gold marks. How did the battle go? Hey, Crisp! We died to the same thing as yesterday. Not in the same way, though. But Flower Dragon got us again. We keep going for the hardest possible path because we have the stats to do so. But yeah, Flower Dragon got us again. But we won 4 battles out of 5. Tomorrow, 100%, we're not doing the Flower Dragon route, though. Someone else in our guild can go for it. I want at least one day where we just don't get two-shotted by Flower Dragon. I want to actually see the final fight. I wouldn't be surprised if they change that in the next month or two. I'm kind of surprised they haven't already. This has been an issue for a while now. It is a pretty known issue, obviously. That Flower Dragon would be, you know, just as strong as Stellaryx. If they didn't preemptively ban it from PvP offensively, or defensively, I mean. Alright, we did that. The other battle we could do off of Dragon, so let me do that right now. It should be pretty free. The other two categories are going to be a bit more annoying, though. Actually, Divine's not going to be bad. The only annoying one is whatever the bottom left one was. Not even because it's necessarily an annoying category, but 50% more stats combined with the category makes it kind of annoying. Because everything's going to die so much slower. But yeah, overall, Guild Wars still been a lot of fun, though. But Flower Dragon's definitely got to go. If they're going to ban Wand of Stars and Stellaryx, they got to get rid of Flower Dragon, too. Doesn't make any sense to keep it. It's just slightly above, like, slightly. I used the word slightly. Very liberally there. But, slightly above the power level of everything else. Just slightly. Just ever so slightly. Yeah, we'll see what we do for tomorrow, but I'm probably going to try to avoid the Dragon Path for once. If we get on Final Battle, that's fine, but I want to get to Final Battle. So I'm not going to take Top Path next time. Because Top Path's the two that have the annoying one. Top half blue has Dragon on 4. And top half green has Dragon, well, technically Elemental. But, you know, has Flower Dragon on the third battle. Well, we'll take a path that's like middle or bottom tomorrow. We'll still have to fight Flower Dragon on the final fight, though. Alright, one down, 2 to go. Let's go take out the next one in line, which is Divine. This one should be pretty free, just run Tuck Shaka build. It should be good to go. Anything else? This should be everything. Well, I just mean specifically Takshaka. Also, thank you so much, Mulu, for the $20 tip. Greatly appreciated. It's really fun to watch you fight those battles with the Flower Dragons. Thank you so much. Well, tomorrow I'll probably be doing one for the 5-star one. So it'll be the hardest one we'll have to deal with yet. Well, we're going to try that tomorrow. But the main reason I say Flower Dragon should be removed from it is mostly because they do so for Wand of Stars and Stellaryx already. They either got to add Wand of Stars and Stellaryx back in, or remove Flower Dragon. And the simpler thing would be remove Flower Dragon. It doesn't make any sense why Stellaryx and Wand of Stars are banned, but Flower Dragon isn't. You either got to add them all or take out Flower Dragon. I don't really care which they do, but they definitely can't keep it like it is. I just feel like Flower Dragon removal would be the most balanced one in that regard, though. Because this is the whole reason why they removed Stellaryx and Wand of Stars in the first place. It's just because when you're in a really limited team restriction, and you're defensively allowed to run things that cover, like, everything, while being absurdly good, is a little problematic. Like, obviously good troops in general that are 3 color are fine. The problem is when they're 6 color. Kind of leads to some really weird situations because they just cover everything. Diamantina is like the only thing in the 6 color category. Then there's other hero weapons that aren't too over the top. Like, Diamantina is an example of a balanced 6 color thing. Like, it's not bad. But, you know, it's not, like, absurdly amazing. Like, it's a nice middle ground where it's balanced correctly for 6 color. Wanda Star, Stellaryx, and Flower Dragon are kind of above that curve. Where they're basically as strong as something that should have, like, 50 mana. Yet are, like, 30-something mana while using 6 colors. It was one of the reasons why the game for the longest time had such awful 6 color options. That being Prismatic Orb and that 1 color Jewel. Because it was always going to be broken beyond belief once we started getting 6 color good options. And with Diamantina it wasn't as bad because they actually balanced it correctly. But everything that's come that's been 6 color after Diamantina has not been balanced that well at all. They've all been just like the strongest things in the entire game. Which is fine to have in the game. It just kind of outbalanced when you're so restricted in team build. Because I don't mind like Flower Dragon being the meta for PvP and other things like that. It's just having to face it when your team is like 10 times weaker is very annoying. Yeah, that should be everything. And by that, I mean we still have to do one more. This one down here. Oh yeah, Rashka. Ah, that's annoying. What do we want to run for this? We're definitely going to have to bring out the Immortal. I think I'm just going to run the Immortal and just run a bunch of mana accumulation. What was the other one again? Deal a bunch of splash, true. Do a bunch of light splash, 4 enemies, explode. Yeah, I think this is still run him. What do we have for Empower? Nothing. What do we have for mana accumulation? Wow, why does this thing have nothing? Just give me Wand. Why does this place have so much nothing? What do we have for Link again? Oh no, give me blue or something. Blue. Blue. Which one do you get for team bonus? Anything? No, nothing relevant. Well, extra magic. I don't really need it though. I guess it's fine. Alright. And then we set our banner into blue-purple, I guess, since we already have the color into it. Minus green, sure, why not? Minus red. Minus yellow. Maybe minus yellow, I guess. You're dealing damage in a way where we don't need to counter Submerge. I kind of want to just go Archmagus. Something with mana. I kind of want half mana star. Maybe I do go mech just for it. What are we up against, even? I'll still go mech, I guess. It's not too big a deal. Ubistet. Yeah, mostly responsive to with half mana start. Make the game too easy is driving people away. Oh no, I think they have done that for some game modes. Because Guild Wars is definitely like the most fun, but it has to be balanced challenging. And I don't personally feel like some of those are that balanced. Because I don't mind a good challenge. Guild Wars is one of my favorite game modes because of that. But it has to actually be balanced. Arena back in the day used to be pretty good for that. Back when they actually did patches to balance Arena. Before it became like the deadest of dead content in the entire game. Like Arena used to be pretty much like Guild War. But you could do it whenever you wanted. But the balance on it is just completely out of whack now. And that's why I personally feel like things like Flower Dragon does for Guild War. But in the case of Arena, it was because they kept adding, obviously, just a bunch of troops to the game that weren't really balanced around Arena. They were balanced around the rest of the game. Which made some of them just really absurdly broken in the context of Arena when you would use them. To the point that if you don't get one of the really good or draft picks for any of the really broken ones, you kind of just auto-lose. Like if you get an arena draft that's like all average troops or below, and the enemy team is running like 3 good troops, you basically just auto die. Because of how bad the balance is in arena right now. How many more potion things do we want to get? There's so many potions. I don't know, is there a lot of bugs in Gems of War? I personally haven't really dealt with many in recent times. I know, like, all the historical bugs that have been in the game, many of which are still in the game. As far as, like, major game-breaking ones, I personally haven't really felt any in recent times. Yes, hello, Gerudo! Welcome, welcome. At some point I'll end this turn. There we go. Yeah, Taurus. The main thing I'm scared about going for Taurus, if we do go a different path tomorrow, is there's a lot of people that generally double up on that one red guy that deals double damage to red enemies. And Blighted Lance has a lot of red. If we're not careful, that could just kill you out of nowhere. We'd also have to fight Goblin Infinite Loop beforehand if it's green layout. That's not too bad to deal with as long as you get freeze off, though. What's the best way to fight Trick and Treat? Mana draining it can work if they don't have mana drain immunity on the hero. A lot of people will put it in first slot as well. So if you can do enough damage to it quick enough, you can kill it before it's a threat. But it's basically mana drain or damage it down. But yeah, we've actually gotten to death to it as well. Like, the all-positive stats effects for it isn't too bad. The biggest issue is normally what it applies all negative effects on. And sometimes it puts on something absurdly important. They can go in full invulnerable team? Well, you don't have the ability to do so, at least not with Blade of Lands. But the Lands honestly doesn't even have that much. Like, you have, what, Red Doom and the other thing? Like, you don't have that much you could do it off of. Like, obviously you would use Immortal Pharnax. But the only other option in the whole kingdom is running, I believe it's Red Doom, which isn't that good. Like, Red Doom does almost nothing. But it does have Invulnerable. Yeah, there's only 2 in the whole kingdom. It's Red Doom and Immortal Pharnax. And even if there's another mortal here, you're only allowed to one immortal per team. So the best you can get is like Hero with Stealthy, Immortal Pharnax, a Doomed Flame, and like one other thing. But there isn't anything else. Like, you basically just have to go all in on just feeding Immortal Pharnax. You just get him really bulky so he doesn't die. Like, it's not really worth putting a Red Doom on your team. It might be able to get a Death Mark kill. But a lot of people are running Elementals, which is immune to Death Mark unless you curse them. And it has a really high mana cost for doing almost nothing with its ability. So it's normally not worth running. Marauder Phoenix definitely is, though. Assuming you have the traits for it. But I personally don't feel like Red Doom is worth running. Come on, top three, top three. Boo. Oh, even more boo. We got webbed. Ew. Alright, cleanse metals. Where are you? Help. I basically just have to stall until Flower Dragon gets unwebbed. Any turn, though. The whole team is webbed except the one thing we need to be unwebbed. Might just be worth restarting at this point, gosh. It's times like these, I kind of want to just put a cleanse on one of these teams. I just kind of hope Orpheus is enough. But sometimes it's not. Luckily, you get infinite attempts on these teams, or on these battles. There we go. No extra turn? Huh. I'll still go for it, but that's not ideal. That is also not ideal. What a weird fight. Yeah, the only problem with running Stealth Hero, we've done it too. The biggest issue is Elementalist and or Essence of Evil. He's one single stun and it does nothing. Stealthy is good though. There's just so much counter to Stealthy normally out there. What you really need is a hero class that is stealthy but immune to stun. Currently, no hero class has the 2 trees that do that in combination. Whenever they finally do, it would be a very, 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 very strong hero class. But none currently have that combo. Even if that hero class does not have 50% mana start, it'd be one of the strongest hero classes in the game. But it currently doesn't exist. Who knows, maybe next Kingdom will get it. It was one of the strongest tree combos you could ever get. So I do believe you have to give up Barrier on Brown to be able to run it. But you'd still be able to keep all the immunities. Yeah, what on earth is this battle? It's probably just better to restart, but we're gonna fight it out, why not? Come on, Deathmark. Where are you at? Come on, Deathmark. You got this. There we go. It actually got it. It actually did indeed get it. All right. Let's go ahead and enter the code. Here you guys go. Enjoy. What do we still have? Title said Tower of Doom, so we do need to go to Tower of Doom. And then I guess we'll do like a little bit under spare then. That should be it. Everything else is completed. Alright, let's see if we can finish out Tower of Doom. Where are we at right now? Gosh, my guild. How are you going? Why are you going so far? Why do people do this? Good job, guild, though. They're all the way at level 58. Why do people go so deep on some of these events? That is crazy deep. Anyways, where are we at? 18. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, everything then. Okay, let me go put this in a safe order. I had the other way around earlier for speed. But I think we're getting deep enough where we actually need to put in an order to not die, just in case. Is the guild done? Alright, we are perfect. Anything good? Nothing, unfortunate. We only got a blue orb out of it. Not ideal. But yeah, I think we have enough battles to finish out Tower of Doom today. This is the game plan. If you guys still have any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. And then tomorrow, or next two focuses other than on Guild War, we'll probably be finishing out the Underspire then. That's pretty much the only weekly we haven't done after we finish this weekly. So many weeklies. Let's see, 1952. Actually, what do I have going on next week for, Oh, I forgot, I don't have the tab open anymore. I need to go reset those later. I was gonna go look up the calendar thingy, but I forgot it's not set up at the moment. I was gonna check to see what we have next week, because I believe next week is a pretty tame week. We had a pretty active week this week, but next week has pretty much nothing. It was 5 and 2. Adana raid boss? Oh yeah. I should be pretty free then. Because good old Tesla. Because all you should have to use is use the red raid boss slayer into Tesla. Yeah, it should be a really chill week. It's even easier. Yeah, that's a really free weekly event. That shouldn't take any time at all. You just main accumulate with Bork. Then use the raid slayer on this boss. And then cast Tesla 1 or 2 times to win. Like, you don't even need hero on your team. The team would just be like Bork, Tesla, Tesla, Raid Slayer. Or something along those lines. It's a pretty cheap team too. Because Tesla would be in drop table then. If Adana is the event week. But it's gonna be a really free week then. But yeah, event key, Adana's event key is actually one of the few times where it's really good to go for. Out of any kingdom in the game, it's definitely in the top 3 highest priority of any kingdom to throw event keys up. Almost everything you get from it is good. Ironhawk, Tesla, Tina 9000, Bork. Though you probably already have Bork, but if you somehow don't already have Bork. Though after the rebalance, there's still a lot of mechs that are just so bad. But the ones that are good are really good. Bombot also has a few gimmicky teams you can run. Not for raid event though, but just in general. But yeah, there's something I'm hoping for from an upcoming update. I really hope we get an update at some point that has more, another new repeatable content. Because I feel like a lot of updates lately have just been like one-off things. Or things that are kind of locked behind time. There's never really been like an infinite grind in recent times. Last really good one that I can recall was like 2019 or so. When they added medals to the game and the Explore 12 system and everything. That was the last really, really good time I could recall for infinite grinding. Where it wasn't like paywalled or anything. It was just time gated by, you know, actually playing the game. It wasn't time gated by having to wait for a weekly or a monthly or something. It wasn't like pay gated by anything. You could just infinitely farm it whenever. I think we almost have everything we need to go win. Because Heroism skips a whole floor. We got 3 fireballs already. We should have everything by now. Just need to double check what the pathing is. We have to do like 2 or 3 more fights. Alright, let me do some math. We are here. Fireball, fireball, fireball. No, too early still. I have to do 1 more normal battle. Because then that's fireball, 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 heroism. I have 3, right? Yeah. I would have to do 2 more fights then. Sorry, 3 more fights. So this is the last floor we have to do every battle then. And by every, I mean this one. And then we just keep throwing fireball and heroism until we win. But we should only have 2 more fights. The boss of 23 and the boss of 24. So the room fight we just did is the last normal room fight we need to do. And everything else is just the Doom fights then. Easy enough. Then we just fireball 5 and 4. Easy as that. Then we fireball whatever the next one is on the next floor, and then we throw heroism on the final. Which means the actual final fight is on the next Doom, the one after this one. But of course we're using Flower Dragon, so it's free. Actually, what even is the color restriction? Purple? Oh yeah, because of the purple weapon, yeah. So yeah, if you had to use something lower rarity, you would probably be using Thrall Leprechaun into whatever your best damage source is. Like you'd have your weapon as tank, or somewhere's on your team. Thrall, Leprechaun, and then something super damaging in the other slot. All we have to do here is fireball the 3, and then that's our final fight then. Alright, what do we have? And that'll be full Tower of Doom completed. But yeah, every single Tower of Doom is just so free now with Flower Dragon. Like, if you own Stellaryx and or Flower Dragon, they have never been easier. Just build a team around them with the best mana accumulation options you have for the color, and you're good to go. And pretty much every color now has an option like Pharaoh. There's one color that doesn't. I think it was, what, blue? I think it was blue that doesn't have it. No, you can just run Takshaka for blue. So yeah, every color now has at least one option like Pharaoh. It's either Pharaoh, the new Goblin guy, or Takshaka. Now cover every color between the 3 of them. So for every single Tower of Doom, or for every single, yeah, Tower of Doom, I was right the first time. For every single Tower of Doom now, you can literally just run this team, which is whatever the Doom weapon is, Flower Dragon or Stellarix, and then 2 of whatever the really good mana accumulating mythic is within the color restriction. And just to double check, this was just a heroism, right? Yep, just throw heroism at it. Alright, that's match. Tower of Doom completed. The final Forge Scroll. The reason we stop here is floor 26 and onwards, you no longer get this Forge Scroll anymore. You could still keep going, but the value for doing so is pretty low, as this is the final room where you still get a Forge Scroll for. If you kept getting it indefinitely, then it would be worth to keep still going. But this is the final floor that ever gives a Forge Scroll. 26 and onwards do not, so you can pretty much just stop here if your guild has already finished everything. And we have indeed finished everything. So we're good to go. Alright, so is that everything? I guess we'll just go complete a delve real quick just to go and get the thingy. We'll hand out one last redeem code. Just clear out City of Thieves real quick. What team do I have here? I don't even have, I was gonna say, I don't even have Flower Dragon set up here. That's kind of funny. Let's give out one last code. Any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll be around the same time as we have been. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. Run Guild War back 2 more days in a row. We are going to take a path that the guild needs. Ideally not the most annoying one. And try to get to the final fight. We're still going to have to fight Flower Dragon on the final fight. But I don't want to fight Flower Dragon prior to the final fight tomorrow. I just want to get a nice clean path to the final, and then we'll have a really hard final. Alright, and that is every daily, every weekly, everything. I'll just do one last little check. Dailies, check, at least the relevant ones. Campaign, check, it's been done since Monday. Pet Rescue, I don't think I need that, no. Tower of Doom, we literally just finished it. Guild War, unfortunately lost against Flower Dragon again. Also, the guild is losing for the first time ever today as well. We had a 13 Guild War streak as a guild, but we finally lost to Black Dragon. That's not too bad. 13 Guild War wins in a row. That's a pretty nice streak. Wait, did my mic get really loud all of a sudden? Wait, when did that happen? What? Check, check. Are we fixed now? That was weird. Yeah, reset it. When did that happen? Did that like just happen? Like a minute ago? My bad. Whoops, my bad. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I don't know, maybe I... Okay, I'm using the other mic real quick. Right? I think I am. I'm using the bad mic. I'm not sure what's up with my mic all the way at the end. It just doesn't want to cooperate. I bumped into it or something? I don't know. Yeah, it's not playing nice right now. It's not even picking up the other mic right now. I'm using the other one right now. Let me see. It's so weird. Why did it break all the way at the end of the stream? Let's see. Let's try to unplug it, plug it back in. Because right now it's picking up on my my webcam one. Also, I need a new webcam. I've still been using that for like a decade now. That webcam is like 8, 9 years old now. Even back then it was almost a little dated. The one that's currently recording the audio. Alright, let's see now. Alright, Mike, check, 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 check. Alright, audio should be good again. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's doing that all the way at the end of the stream. But anyways, what were we saying? Oh no, was I saying anything important? I don't think I was. But yeah, Saturday, Sunday, we'll go and finish out Underspire. Finish out the rest of Underspire. We're halfway there, so between Saturday and Sunday, we'll do the rest. And obviously, we'll be doing Guild War at the beginning of the 2 streams. And I am not taking the Flower Dragon route next time. I'm fine with having on the final fight because we kind of have to anyways. But I'm not going to go take top path and be forced into a Flower Dragon again. Because on green you do Flower Dragon on this fight. And on blue you do Flower Dragon on this fight. But I'm going to go not top path for the 3rd day. Maybe even the 4th. But at least the 3rd day. I want at least one day where we don't go Flower Dragon. Even though we'll obviously have to fight it on the final battle. But I want to actually reach the final battle. But we'll run that back tomorrow. Hopefully have a nice good final fight there and go from there. But anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will catch you guys soon. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, hour and a half prior to now. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch you guys then. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.